Hey guys, this is Bruce. I'm a new author. I'm about to do a book called Czarzakian Multiverse Online. I struggle with the name because I'm actually writing the book right now. I'm done with the first draft, and what I wanted to do was make a channel about my process that I could share with other new authors, and just like show like what went into this level of work. And what I want to do is show like what happens once I publish it. What is going to be the result? Like, is it going to be flatline? Like I get, 3 sales a month, or are people going to respond to it? I'm very curious about this process, and I just thought it would be interesting. Even if nobody watches it, maybe this is something I could watch myself later on when I'm published 10 books and see like what my mindset was at the time. It's a great opportunity to grow and see my own progression. So what you're looking at here is my actual first draft, and I'm going through doing the second draft right now. What I write is LitRPG, which means literary role-playing game. It's like basically like sci-fi fantasy in a gaming world, or with gaming mechanics, not necessarily in an actual game. Sometimes it's a simulation, sometimes it's the real world with gaming mechanics on it, but it includes the elements of a game. And so that's why there's numbers and stuff here. There's these system notifications and whatnot that I have to go through and make sure that they're consistent. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. And so this is going to be a mock-up of the cover of my book right here. It's going to look something like this. It's going to have different portals, and then these are some of my main characters looking into the portal and then looking back at us. That's the concept behind it. I really hope it's well received, but we'll see. You never know. You could write a great novel, and then people don't respond to it, and conversely, you could write a mediocre, okay, entertaining novel, and it just goes crazy, but it's not even great writing. That's what I really like about indie, about being your own publisher, because people like the folks who wrote 50 Shades of Grey, that started off as like fan fiction. And the lady, I never read the original writing on it, but a lot of people what happened is she had this huge following. I don't remember EJ. I can't remember her name, but she had this huge following online, and correct me if I'm wrong if this isn't the story, but she had this huge following online, and people were following her, and then it was so popular she published it. And got it published, made a whole bunch of money. Now it's like 3-4 movies or something, and there's all these huge names and millions of dollars attached to her idea, which I think is just amazing, me personally. But people who would read the book later, like authors or writers or people who read a lot of books, they would read it and be like, this is not that good. And the same thing happened to Twilight, I believe. The original writing of Twilight, which is now 3 major motion pictures and like different books and probably games and all kinds of stuff. But it started off as just like some web episode online, and people just start following it, and it just shows the power of the impact that the internet has had on writing. It's really amazing. Okay, so anyway, I want to show you guys my process. Here's my first manuscript, and what it is I've already written the entire thing. It's about 77,000 words. I don't know, like in the context of my genre, how long that is. I want to say it's a little below average, or average. I'm really not sure. I'm very new to this market. I have been studying it, but my process was, first I started an outline. I did like a quick outline of what it's going to be. Let me show you my outline real quick. If I can find it. Give me a second here. I think this is it right here. My original outline. Is this it? This is one of my... I went through so many iterations of this that this is just one of my first outlines right here. Right, it just kind of, here's my original. I've changed the title a few times, And full disclosure, originally I was going to make this into a a harem book, which is so a harem, if you didn't know, is like it's where the main character has a bunch of women or men around them, and then they have their selection of fantasies with those people. That's what. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I wanted to. There's not a lot of those. Well, there's a lot of those books, but not necessarily in Audible for LitRPG, and so I wanted to fulfill a gap that I saw. And as I got writing it, there was just so much more to this world I wanted to build, and I wanted to make it a little bit more serious. And it just evolved. I'm like, man, I can't make this into a harem book. And then one thing I noticed is that as I was studying that market, and you can see I got subplots here. I've got the main characters, which the names of the characters have changed. And then I've got book 2, book 3, just different ideas that I was jotting down. But anyway, as I was studying the market for harems, I realized like the good ones, as I read the books, I enjoy harems, by the way, but the good ones, they tied the sex portion of the story they made a reason to have it. And then the bad ones, the ones that were not that great, they would kind of just throw stuff out there. It was like, here's some breasts, and her butt looked like this, and it's like, And but the good ones, they would tie it into the plot. So I started to tie that stuff into the plot. And if you ever read this book, you'll see the structure of it is kind of around the original idea. So when I departed from that and wanted to just focus on the idea and not let people go astray and start and get away from that aspect of the fantasy, and there's such a deeper idea I want to explore. I want to have the space to explore that deeper level, and I felt like it's a different market, a totally different market from people who want to are into concepts and sci-fi and portal fiction and lit RPG, like that want a deeper level, than the audience that wants just a quick fix, kind of. That's the way I see it, but I could be wrong. But anyway, I just want to show you a couple other things that I'm doing here. What I do is there's like another level to LitRPG. So what I've done is to track the numbers. You got to track the actual numbers like it's a real game, right? Because that's what you're doing. You're writing the game mechanics into a story. It's almost like a game that people can read. So you have to put the gaming elements in there. So there's like all of these different universes that have a number nomenclature to them that have to be. Man, hold on a second. So there's like a numbering. I've got all these different universes they go to, so I got to keep track of all of those. And then I've got different levels. Each character has a level and a class that I have to maintain through the story, that they develop, and they have a progression over time to get them from a level 1 portal mage, for example, to a level 4 portal mage, for example. And that's crucial to the story, so I have to be true to how much progression is happening throughout the story. So what I've done is a couple things to track that. I track it here, and here you see my notes saying experience points, ? Because experience points are way too hard to keep track of. And I did begin, in the beginning, I had like a spreadsheet that broke down all that kind of stuff, all the different kinds of, just to get an idea of like what level, if you do this level of quest, what's the risk level of that quest? And then what do you get if you accomplish that quest? And all, that's kind of some initial ideas I was throwing around. And now I've kept some of this, like not all of this is there, but then it keeps me in line. Like it'll help me know like a portal mage level 1 is going to be easier to go to level 2 than it would be if they were at level 4 going to level 5, because the experience level and the quests get harder and harder as the story progresses. So that's it. I just wanted to show like what the kind of the thought process and the development that goes into doing a lit RPG kind of novel. I'm not sure that I will stick with this genre. I might branch off into other things later, but right now my mind is completely focused on lit RPG, and I really am having fun with with this stuff, and I'm really enjoying it. I like the community. The community is very positive. There's a lot of new authors, like people who would not normally write a book are writing books because of LitRPG. I think that's awesome, because of the economy there, because they're gamers who wanna who read a story. They're so inspired that they want to write. It almost reminds me of like how hip hop started, or like how writers and the bloggers, and it's got the same kind of feel to it, where there's these burgeoning, all of these new artists coming out and doing their thing, and some of it's incredible and some of it's horrible, but that mixture of that spectrum is so incredible to watch. Like, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I really like the community. There's some drama or whatever with the community, but for me, the beautiful thing is that you have this huge spectrum of people writing and putting their ideas, and some of these ideas are brilliant. I'm pretty sure that some of the ideas for these stories will be a movie. Like, just off the top of my head, one of my personal favorites is Awaken Online. Great plot, great story. It's a great introduction to LitRPG, in my personal opinion, where I could clearly see it on the screen. Like, I could clearly see it as a movie. Another really good one is Ascend Online, that I read, and there's plenty of others out there, but those, off the top of my head, those are my personal couple of my personal favorites that I'm gonna return to, that I can't wait for the story to keep going. I'm interested in the characters and all that kind of stuff. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to make a short video and just kind of show you my progress of my book. And let me just show you, like, I haven't published anything, so if you're watching this and this book is a smash hit, which who freaking knows? I don't know. I just have these ideas that I want to share with people. I want to share this world with people. That's what I'm mostly excited about. Like, if other people could like it as much as I do, who are intrigued in it as much as I am, I should say, and want to take this journey with me. Those are the people who I feel that I'm talking to. Those are the people that I am very excited to talk to. Potential future fans that get it. Like, they read the book and it's like, boom, like, whoa, this is great, and also people who, read the book and like, that was okay. I would also like to share it with those people too. And even the people that say, wow, this is garbage. So even people who will say, wow, that book was garbage. I did not enjoy it. It was not fun. It was boring. I didn't understand the characterization. I didn't understand the plot. It was too weird. It wasn't LitRPG. It didn't have enough gaming elements. Even those people, because I've always wanted to write, and this is a great opportunity for me to get better. Like, that positive, especially the constructive criticism, is going to give me something to a way to get better. So if you have read the book, let me know in the comments below. You can contact me anytime at I think I made an email address for this. I did, but I can't remember. Czarzakian@gmail.com, and feel free to talk to me about ideas, about what you liked about the book, about how I can make the book better, how I can make the concept bigger, better. Things like that. I'm very inspired by this. I really enjoy this journey so far. Even like right now, I'm not feeling good. I got this huge drive tomorrow, but I'm so inspired. And this has been a lot of work, by the way. This whole process has been a lot of work. It's been like a grind, and I had no idea that there was this much work. And I guess I kind of figured, but now that having done it, having started to write this stuff and make all these connections and make sure everything flows and making all these, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I have a new appreciation for writers who've been doing this for you. People like Stephen King. I'm like, wow, dude, how in the world does he do that? That's like, and that guy's cranking out books. Or Sanderson, Brandon Sanderson, or Ian Banks, one of my favorite authors who passed away from, I think he's from England, and many others. Who I've also been inspired by. I love science fiction, but this is like a genre that I can really sink my teeth into and really get into, and I like to talk more about it, but I want to keep this one short and sweet. So that's it for this one. See you guys later.